Mabu, hi, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. My channel is about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. Today I want to talk about something called sacrifice poisoning. This is from Forbes.com, Mark Travers, who we've heard from before. And this is something that can affect people in, that are engaged, dating, and even married. And I have to admit, I kind of fall for this myself. And if you do, leave a comment here as we talk about sacrifice poisoning. Romantic relationships, they say here, are greatly dependent on our constant efforts to maintain and strengthen the bond and endeavor to attain happiness with one's partner. One might have to sacrifice on several occasions. You might face situations where your preferences, interests, and goals do not align with your partner's. True. In these situations, you'll have to decide between pursuing your own self-interest and sacrificing your preferences for your partner or the relationship. Aside from your own sacrifices, your expectations from your partner to make sacrifices can have deep-seated effects on your relationship. A 2019 study published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships found that individuals with lower sacrifice expectations feel greater appreciation, gratitude, and relationship satisfaction when they perceive their partners making sacrifices. Higher sacrifice expectations, however, do not improve satisfaction and can corrode the relationship beyond repair. It becomes imperative to effectively manage these expectations to create mutual harmony. Now let's talk about their 3 points here mentioned in this Forbes.com article. One is to identify signs of imbalance. Maybe you don't even have an inkling that this is happening. The first step in controlling expectations is becoming aware that there might be an uneven dispersion of sacrifices. And it seems to me that inevitably it's likely to go like this with the man or the woman doing the sacrificing. That's me talking. Back to the article, you might be putting undue pressure on your partner to make sacrifices to keep the pace, like the pace you set. Expecting your partner to make sacrifices at every turn can lead them to feeling resentful about the unfair dynamics within your relationship. For instance, you want to eat sushi, but your partner wants to eat pizza. You want to buy a house, but your partner wants to keep renting an apartment. Whether the impending situation is big or small, if your partner is always expected to abandon their stance and agree with you, it is bound to put a strain on your relationship. Aiming for reciprocity in sacrifices can help fix the cracks caused by the imbalance. In a 2020 study published in Cogent Psychology, concluded that reciprocity in self-sacrifice results in increased self-disclosure and feelings of togetherness. Creating a healthy balance by setting equivalent sacrifice expectations for you and your partner can lead to a more harmonious relationship. Number 2, empathize with your partner. The second step in managing sacrifice expectations is putting yourself in your partner's shoes and attempting to understand them better. Being able to identify core values can highlight the preferences and goals that are important to your partner. This can help you recognize which sacrifices are significant and better appreciate the reasons behind their actions and decisions. This will also allow you to adjust your expectations accordingly and create equilibrium in love. Additionally, empathizing with your partner can help you conduct cost-benefit analysis while taking your partner's viewpoint into consideration. They talk about a study that found that high cost of sacrifice significantly lowers personal well-being and relationship well-being. Determining whether the benefits of a sacrifice are worth the cost to your partner can promote a fairness to make your partner feel loved. Cultivating such empathy creates a foundation for realistic and fair expectations. Do some of you over-sacrifice for your wife, your girlfriend, fiance? The third way they mention here, acknowledge sacrifices and find a solution. A third step, managing your sacrifice expectations, focuses on finding a happy medium and acknowledging your partner's sacrifices. High sacrifice expectations can take a toll on people, fraction their relationship profoundly. They quote a 2022 study published in Current Opinion in Psychology, and it discussed strategies to deal with the, quote, goals and preferences, unquote, conflict between a couple. Researchers suggest that employing alternative solutions can help partners find compromises that meet both their needs. And regularly assessing, or rather appraising, sacrifices allows couples to adjust expectations as their relationship evolves. They mention here a study that concluded that individuals are only able to perceive their partner's sacrifices 50% of the time. That surprises me. Their sacrifices go unnoticed half the time. Of course, that can negatively impact partner satisfaction. In contrast, perceiving a sacrifice elicits gratitude within the individual and improves relationship satisfaction. Consistently finding balanced solutions and staying attuned to each other's sacrifices will help manage expectations effectively and strengthen the relationship. They mention here at the close, managing sacrifice expectations is crucial for a healthy and balanced relationship. And it's important to remember that sacrifice is a natural part of any relationship. By working together to find a balance, you can create a healthier and more fulfilling bond. Isn't that what we all want? Remember, prioritizing relationship health, communicating openly, and adjusting expectations accordingly will pave the way for enduring happiness together. Mark Travers wrote this article, and they had a little question here at the end. Do you think your partner acknowledges your sacrifices? So let's just focus on that in the last couple minutes I have here. You know, if you're like me and you married a woman from another country, like the Philippines, many thousands of miles away, initially you're going to be making a lot of sacrifices. Well, I think you should. I mean, if you're one of those guys that feels like, hey, I'm the prize and she should be happy just to be here and, I don't know, do everything for me and just be glad she's in a Western country like, here, the United States of America. Well, that's just simply not going to work. I hope you're one of those guys that wants to help her any way you can, whether she's in the Philippines, with some money when you've actually met, and let's say you've been engaged, and it's certainly okay to help financially. And I hope that they acknowledge those sacrifices you make. It's possible if you do this a lot and starting right away, you're making all these sacrifices that, maybe she won't appreciate it. And I think that could be natural as well. I mean, that's all she's known from you. If you're the guy that's making all these sacrifices, she might just think, well, that's the way it's always going to be. Maybe not recognizing that a lot of it is because the relationship is new. You're bringing her over to your country, and you're trying to make a good impression, of course, and you want to show her that you love her. But that doesn't mean necessarily that she acknowledges these sacrifices all the time. They say 50%. And, if they're not aware of it, I would say don't let it fester. Try to just explain to her why you're doing this. I think it's okay to say this cost me something, whether it's, time or money or opportunity or whatever it is. And let her know, this doesn't come easy. I'm really trying to help you here. And try not to say something like, well, because I'm doing this for you, I think you should do that for me. It needs to be organic, where she can find ways in her own way to help you. Make some small sacrifices. I personally have always said that the man should make the bigger sacrifices and be prepared before he marries her to make such sacrifices, especially regarding money. And the Filipino will just have to find how she can help him later on as the relationship progresses. So please leave a comment here today, if you will, on Love Beyond the Sea.